Welcome back to Life on 30A. Today I'm taking you on a property tour where the property has this view. We're literally about 38 steps for a normal sized human and a little bit more for someone my size to the water from the actual property. I'm going to take you on a full tour. I'm going to tell you about the construction, the price, what's incorporated with it as far as bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, and then give you a bit of a market update so you can kind of see what's going on here on 30A. So if you've been considering a purchase near the Panama City Beach area, this is perfect for you. Let's take a tour. So we are at 153A on Pelican Circle here in Inlet Beach, which is not very far from Panama City Beach. So if you were originally looking in Panama City Beach, you're still pretty close. And the great news is you've got excuse me, airports on either side of us. So if you look further to the east, you're going to have the Panama City Beach Airport. And if you look a little bit further to the west, you're going to have VPS, the Destin Fort Walton Beach Airport. And either one of those are going to take you about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on traffic, of course, because traffic here on 30A can get a little bit crazy, and then traffic on 98 can get a little bit crazy. So definitely always check your GPS a couple of times and give yourself plenty of room in either direction. So I do want to point out we've got the front of the property here, and you'll notice, surprisingly, this is actually labeled as a condo. You've got this two-car garage and the courtyard area that belong to this property, and then the other side belongs to the other property. Something that is really great about this one is it feels like a house, and even though it's classified as a condo, it doesn't actually have any HOA fees, which means if you wanted to, you could still Airbnb out a portion or all of the property, and it would probably do very well considering it's sitting right on the water, and it's got 5 bedrooms, 5.5 bathrooms, and one of those bedrooms is a bunk room, by the way, that can sleep 4 people. It's got 4 separate living areas, 4,606 square feet. I mean, this thing is fantastic. And look at all of this parking. So you've got a 2-car garage here. You could absolutely fit 2 vehicles inside of it. And then depending on the size of the vehicles that you have, you could fit 3 to 4 vehicles just right here on this part of the slab. Because, you know, 4 if you can fit them stacked this way, 3 if you can only fit 2, and then 1 across. And then this is actually another driveway. So you could fit another vehicle right here. If you're looking at this and you're thinking, that's a really interesting design, why would somebody put a driveway with a strip of grass in it? Well, it's actually per code. It's not necessarily a design feature as much as a way to get away with using up more space, because here in Florida, a lot of times whenever you're building, you have to follow this code that states what percentage of the property needs to remain grass or natural. So if they would have covered up this strip with cement, they would have been, you know, outside of those parameters. It would have been illegal. But because it was just such a small strip, they were actually able to turn this into another driveway with, you know, a beautiful grassy feature up underneath the vehicle. So when you see those here in Florida, that's why. Let's go and check out the courtyard. But first, I do want to say thank you to my friend, Debbie Webb Watson with Compass. This is her listing. I am so grateful that you're allowing us to showcase it today. And I haven't introduced myself. If you're brand new to the channel, I'm AJ, your trusted 30A buyer's realtor right here in the area. And if you have any questions about purchasing anything in the Panama City Beach, Freeport, 30A, this general area, all my contact information is on the screen. I would absolutely love to hear from you. Here we have not just a beautiful and private entry, but it's also a security feature. So you do have a key or keypad lockout feature so that you can absolutely lock this up whenever you go to sleep. I'm going to step out of the way so that you can really feel the full effect of this entryway. Absolutely love this. It's very Grecian, very like European, clean, classy, timeless, and the entire property feels that same way. We have this little walkway here that'll take you around to the private pool in the courtyard, or if you continued that way, it would take you all the way out to the beach. Here we have your entryway to, well, you have this beautiful fountain piece, and then your entry to the main portion of the house and then your entryway to the garage. You can see that it's built up over top. This is gonna be your catwalk area that's gonna take you to a carriage house. So if you wanted to Airbnb out a portion, you could do that. Or if you would just like to keep some of your family members a little bit further away from you, you could do that too. You're gonna notice throughout the property that there are a lot of natural features. You know, we've got natural stone tiles, you've got a beautiful water feature, you've got gas throughout. This is actually hardwood up in the ceiling, and these plants are live plants. These aren't fake plants. So if you decided that you wanted to purchase this property, you would need to take care of, you know, some things or have some hired maintenance to help you with that. As another beautiful feature, we've got the gas lights outside. And now I'm gonna let you walk all the way through and see this gorgeous view. Whew, it was a little bit warm out there, y'all. Thank God I don't wear makeup. I would be melting. So when we come through, we've got these beautiful arches. So you just come straight there and it's arch after arch after arch. And there's just beauty all the way around. We have here as your powder room. It's the only one, because each bedroom is actually going to come with its own ensuite bathroom. So no one's gonna be struggling to find a restroom when they need it. And while this is a 2-story home, we do have an elevator here, so you don't have to worry so much about older family members or anybody with an issue with stairs. We've got them taken care of. But if that's not enough, there's also a bedroom right here behind us. So you do have a bedroom on the first floor here, with a great view, I might add. From this bedroom, you have a view of both the water and the private pool. And then the ensuite bathroom. You've got marble, natural tile, hardwood, and white quartz throughout the property. Very beautiful finishes and touches. Everything feels really luxurious and classy without feeling stuffy. It feels comfortable. Like you could spend some time here and not be worried that you were gonna touch something and it was gonna break. If we come through here, it's very I don't wanna say it's streamlined because it doesn't feel that way. It feels airy, it feels comfortable, it feels sizable. You've got these super high ceilings, so nothing feels cramped by any means. And you've got 4 HVAC systems to control all of the property, that 4,606 square feet, because I'm gonna show you, it's really lovely to have all of these doors open, but that can warm up a house really quickly here in Florida. So having some powerful HVAC systems here is really important. You also have 2 tankless water heaters so that everybody can take back-to-back showers and no one's gonna run out of hot water, ends up with a grumpy AJ. I don't take cold showers after Afghanistan, I promised myself that. This is the kitchen space. You do have room here for some stools so you can eat in the kitchen, entertain here while you're looking out at the beautiful pool if you would like to. We'll give you a better view of it. A lot of my clients have stated that they prefer the pools like this that are in the courtyard and not right on the water because of the privacy. If you wanted to be, you know, in your bikini in front of everybody, you could go out to the beach, and if you were having a day after eating some pasta, you could come over here to the pool and not feel so self-conscious. Ask me how I know. You do have an outdoor shower here, so if you wanted to shower off, you know, before or after the pool, before going back inside, you could do that. You do have a little bit of a green space here in case you have a smaller animal. And then you do have your walkway here, which will take you all the way out to the beach. And all of your pool stuff is hidden behind this beautiful little storage area. So it's out of sight. It's not taking away from, you know, the general feel of the property. As it should, this property comes with high-end appliances. So we've got both Wolf and Sub-Zero. And then your pantry. And then you have your shared dining and living space with a beautiful fireplace. It's also got some hidden features that are super fun. So a lot of these cabinets, they're not just cabinets. Like we've got an ice maker right here. They've got ice makers throughout. It's like the builder expected that people would have the doors open all the time and get warm and need some refreshments. So there's just ice makers for days. Now, this area is the Florida room, but it's also connected to the central heating and air, so it is considered part of that 4,606 square feet. These doors right here will accordion style close, and then you can open up those accordion style doors all the way up, and you can open up these accordion style windows and push them all the way to one side, and this just opens up to a covered Florida room that leads straight out to the beach. It's the most amazing feeling. You just close off one end and you can leave all of this open. You can cook out here. You can have your fireplace in the summer, you know, why not? Do what you want if you have this kind of money. And you do have some great appliances over here. Again, you've got your Sub-Zero fridge here. And we've got an ice maker over here on this side. Now right over here, I guess I'll open the door. Right over here, we have an outdoor shower with a bit of privacy for you as well. So if you wanted to come up from the beach and shower off all the sand before coming inside, you could absolutely do that. And then we'll come back inside. Earlier, my boss and I, he's holding the camera for me today, thank you. We had these doors open up completely for quite a bit of time. So of course that salty water and air was coming through just a little bit and getting the floors kind of wet. I mention this because that's obviously something that's going to happen when you're this close to the water, but these natural stone tiles never once felt slippery. They're pretty smooth, but it's just like not something that you would be afraid of coming in from the water and stepping inside and being a little bit wet and you're gonna slip and fall on your bottom as if it was some kind of sleek surface. So safety was absolutely built into this property in every way you can fathom. It was built like a fortress. You've got a concrete construction here. The roof is concrete shingles and you've got hurricane resistant glass everywhere. This house was meant to last. Even in its most beautiful form, safety was absolutely considered. We've got hardwood up here. And then instead of Trex outside, this is actually IPE flooring. So this is hardwood that comes from either Central or South America, depending on where they sourced it from. So rather than being, you know, a fake plastic or something like that, you've got, once again, like I said, natural materials throughout. So very, very great and just high-end materials put into the entire formation of this property. I'm gonna close these pool doors. Okay, so let's go upstairs and check out all the other bedrooms and living spaces. We saw the one bedroom downstairs. Now we're going to have 4 more upstairs along with 4 additional bathrooms. Here on the stairs, we've got natural hardwood and then your iron handrails. Just to give you a bit of an idea of the floor plan up here, right behind me, we have a bunk room. And then over here, we have the owner's wing or master wing. You can see you've got double doors there that will close so that entire wing gets shut off for privacy. And then off to my right, this leads over to the carriage house. So these double doors also can be completely closed off for additional privacy for whoever it is that's wanting the privacy. Let's start over here. If the stairs weren't, an option for you, the elevator is going to come up right here, centrally located, very easy. It's not going to come up into a bedroom and be awkward. This area is still considered part of the master suite, so you have your own living space here. Absolutely fantastic, because you can close off those doors and just have some privacy. Like maybe you've got all kinds of family members coming and visiting, because that's what's going to happen if you buy a house like this with a view like that. Everybody's going to want to visit. And at some point, probably after like the 3-day mark, you're going to be like, I just need a little bit of space, close those doors. You've got just about everything that you need to live on right here. Again, another ice maker and a fridge. And you could absolutely use this as your pantry. So something else I didn't point out, these walls are all Venetian plaster. So very smooth, very elegant. And whenever the lights come in off of the water from either the sunrise or the sunset, if we get some pink skies, it's all gonna get reflected off of the walls, and they just kind of dance around. It's very, very beautiful. This living space has a little bit of privacy as well. You've got the 2 doors here that will lead through the arch into the actual master suite. Here on the walls, you'll see some of these once in a while. This is actually a whole house vacuum system. Very cool. Then we have the master suite. So large size room with a peaked ceiling, all natural wood. Again, we've got some speakers in the ceiling for surround sound, and then of course built-ins for the walk-in master closet. Now wait till you see this master bathroom. Tons of space and an amazing view. They've got a TV in here in case you want to soak for a really long time but don't want to get bored. Maybe you don't want to read a book in the tub, maybe you want to watch TV. You've got a huge shower here right in the center. Got a little ledge in there too in case you need it, and we just have the water closet behind me. Can you imagine taking a shower here and having that as your view? I kind of want to say, who needs a TV when you have that view? You just be watching dolphins jump out of the water from your shower. You're just showering, getting ready for your day, or getting ready to close your day, and you're just watching dolphins out the window. Like, oh my gosh. So let's go outside. That amazing view that we have downstairs is also available to you upstairs. Super cool, because you don't have to share this with anybody. You could close out those first 2 sets of doors and you're like, I don't want anybody to bother me. I'm gonna be out here on my level balcony. You can be eating over here, having a beverage, whatever it is, sitting here watching some TV or your fire, or in any of these locations, just listening to these waves crash. This is amazing. I don't know if the microphone will pick it up, but right now we can actually hear a little bit of thunder. That's something that's really cool about Florida, is that it rains all the time. It's supposed to be raining right now. There's I don't even remember, it was some crazy chance of rain. But it's Florida, so it's only gonna last for 15 minutes and then it's gonna go away. So it might be sunny like this and you can hear a little bit of thunder and nothing's actually gonna happen, or if it does, it's just gonna rain for a little while. Speaking of rain, let's talk about, hurricanes here in Florida. So a lot of folks that aren't familiar with the area, that's their biggest concern. AJ, I don't know if I want to live in Florida on the water. What happens when hurricanes come through? Well, I already told you this house was made to last. That means it was made to last through hurricanes as well. Me personally, if a hurricane hits or if I know a hurricane's coming and it's going to be a category 2 or higher, I'm out. I'm battening up the boards and I'm just leaving. Not because I'm worried about what's going to happen to my house, but because I don't want to deal with the outage of electricity or with having to boil my water or not being able to travel anywhere because there's a tree down across 98 or somewhere else. It's just a huge inconvenience. Like, I just like to stay away and let the professionals do their jobs. They'll clean everything up and I can come back when I'm not in the way and when it's more convenient for me and my daughter. So it's not necessarily a scary thing. Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to be in your house when a hurricane hits. I've done that too. I'm from Florida. I've been through a few of these. I've been on the water for a hurricane. So it's just not something that is enjoyable, but worrying about the property isn't necessarily a concern either. That's what we have homeowners insurance for. One of my clients just recently asked me, hey, what about insurance? Is that, difficult to get there in Florida? It is not. We, on our team, the Emerald Group, we have quite a few professionals that we work with as different vendors, roofers, insurance companies, lenders. We have all the right people in all the right places to be able to secure whatever is needed for our clients. So no, we don't struggle to get insurance. We don't struggle to get pre-approvals. We don't struggle for just about anything. So if you guys are having those questions, please just give me a call, text, or email. Find me on Facebook like y'all seem to do. I'm happy to answer all of your questions. We're real people and we really live here and we really like to help. So let's go back inside where it's a little bit quieter and I'll show you the rest of the house. I keep calling it a house. It's a condo, but it feels like a house. There's nothing about this that feels like a condo. Okay, so we've done the master suite. Now we're gonna go and we'll take a quick stop by the bunk room and then we'll go into the carriage house. Notice the plantation shutters throughout and all the hardwood flooring. And here we have the bunk room. Got a main door here and then you have your ensuite bathroom. And then the bunk room. This is so beautiful. It actually will house or bunk, 4 different people because they're built in and you've got a trundle over here at the end. The rest of this is all gonna be storage. Plus you wouldn't want more than 4 people sharing one bathroom anyways. So it's a nice ratio there. And you've got this great view even from the bunk room. A nice touch here is each one of these bunks has its own light and it's got its own outlet. So everybody can be in here playing on their own devices because that's what kids do. Even if you're like me and you're like, no, I don't want a bunch of screen time. I want to limit screen time. They still get some kind of screen time. They still have some kind of tablet or some kind of phone or something and it's probably gonna die and then they're gonna be all mad. So outlets for them. You don't have to worry about it. All right, so this is the carriage house. We've got these 2 doors here. You can absolutely close them off and then whoever's staying here has privacy. It does have its own living area, which is fantastic. We've got the laundry room here. And then we step down into the living area here. This house has 4 living areas. It's awesome, just awesome. What condo has 4 living rooms? Again, we have a bit of a hallway here to get to the bedrooms, which creates this space and privacy between the living area and the sleeping area, just like we saw over there on the master side. Here we have 1 bedroom with an ensuite bathroom. And then on this side, we have the bedroom on this side and the bathroom on this side. The bedroom has been converted into an office. And what I like about this setup is they did leave 1 bathroom. Even though it's dedicated to this room, it's not inside the room. So if everybody's hanging out in the living space out here, they don't have to go into one of the bedrooms to use the restroom if they need to. So very smart when it comes to the layout and how this property was put together. All All right, everybody's been asking me about the market right now. The market is absolutely crazy. Everybody knows that it's absolutely volatile. We're seeing sellers that are really spanning the gamut of, I just want to get rid of my property, to I don't have any sense of urgency whatsoever, and I will let this house or property, condo, whatever it is, sit on the market until I get the number that I want, even if that number is substantially above appraised value. So when you're entering the market as a buyer right now, just keep that in mind. You don't know what kind of seller you're going to be dealing with. So keep that in mind as I'm discussing right now what's going on with the market as far as data. I did some print off so that I don't forget anything. I want to make sure I touch on all of this information because data absolutely helps, so do the stats. So in this neighborhood only for the past year, there was one other waterfront property that did sell, and it had 4 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, 4,586 square feet, and it was built in 2003. This one's a 5-bedroom, 5.5 bathroom, 4,606 square feet, but built in 2019. The other property was severely dated. This one also comes with 90 feet of waterfront of the beach. I don't know what square footage the other one had. It didn't state, but that one, like I said, it was nowhere near this nice. I was looking at the pictures. It needed a lot of refreshing, a lot of updating, and it sold for $8.7 million. It was also on the market for 100 days. But let's compare some apples to apples. If we only looked at waterfront properties in this neighborhood that are active right now, then we have 5 of them, and on average they're about 6 bed, 6 baths, and they have 5,270 square feet and are listed for about $11.1 million. They've been on the market for an average of 123 days. Now, if we take that and compare that criteria to all of 30A on the east side, if you're not super familiar with the area, there is a pretty big difference between the 30A west side and 30A east side. You see more of the like luxurious higher end neighborhoods over here on the east side. We've got Alice Beach, Rosemary Beach, Seacrest. It's just a little bit higher end than on the west end. I love the west end. Don't get it twisted. If I got any 30Ers out there, they're like, but I love the west end. Listen, I love it too, but it is what it is. So here on the east side, we've got 41 properties total, with 24 being active, 1 being under contract, and 16 that sold for the past year. So when I say 41 total, I mean 41 total properties that we're going to talk about for the past year time frame. If we just look at the 16 that sold in the past year, on average, those properties had 5 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, 5,000 square feet, and sold for about $11.45 million, which was about 90% of their original list price after about 197 days on the market. And if we look at what's for sale right now on the water, we see an average of 5 bed, 6.5 bath houses that have 5,110 square feet, listed for on an average of $12.97 million, and they've been on the market for 218 days. So what does that tell us? What's on the market right now compared to what has sold in the past year is listed a bit aggressively. And properties that did sell sold for about 90% of their original list price. That's not the list price that they are at after they've taken it down a couple of times, but what it was originally listed for. So this data should help you to understand kind of where the market is, where your negotiations are with the right seller. Because like I said, we run the gamut when it comes to sellers and what this market is right now. So if you have any questions about how to create a strategy for getting your offer accepted or where to be looking here on 30A or in the Panama City Beach area, all of my contact information is on the screen, and I would absolutely love to help you guys. I will talk to y'all at the next one. I almost forgot. If you guys want to learn a bit more about the area, I'm going to go ahead and put a link to my next video over here. I am doing property tours every single week and giving you a market update every single week. So if that sounds interesting to you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ding the bell so that you get notified every time I do another video.